Alright guys, it's me the Tycoon coming back to you with another review, and this is of Scavengers Reign Season 1 overview. So let's get into this. This TV series it's been in development since 2016. It was on Toonami, on this Adult Swim content, under the name of Scavenger, and then it moved along to try and find a new studio where they could actually make it and also showcase it, which is why it came on HBO Max in 2023. Now, I got around to seeing this because of a colleague of mine recommended that I watch this series, one of the best sci-fi series he had seen. Definitely of the century for him, and quite a few of the critics out there said the same thing too. So when I watched it, I thought, let's get into this and see what it's all about. In terms of a synopsis, where it follows is the crew of the crash landed spaceship, the Demeter. How did it crash? You will find out along the way. But some of its crew survived, crash landed on the planet through escape pods, and you followed three sets of crewmates, which is Avi and her robot companion Levi. You got Sam, and who's an engineer, and Fiona. Sorry, not Fiona. Ursula. Ursula, who's someone who worked within the medical side of things, and the very introverted Kamen, who's a sort of science engineering officer. When I mentioned Fiona, Fiona and Ursula are voiced by the same people. That's why I got them a little bit on the confused side, but Fiona does play a big part in this because she was Kamen's love interest on the ship, as well as back home. So along the way, as you follow each and every crew, their sort of, how can I put this? Their journey to the crash site where the Demeter ship has landed. You get to see the planet along the way. You get to see quite a few things that are happening in terms of the story as well. It does feel quite alien, that's for sure, because the planet is alien to us. But to them, it's natural because of the way how it's all set up. It's not like got civilization in that sense, where it has animals and that sort of jungle type elements behind it, with a little bit of sci-fi in terms of things like telekinesis, and telepathy, in terms of communication standards. So there's quite a few things that they've also borrowed from, like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and you see that in one of the episodes. How that happens with Sam. There's some horrifying elements to the series as well because it has horror influences as well as a good dramatic take on things too. So each character's story is quite unique. You've also got like a sort of symbiotic relationship with one person too, which is really well done with the symbiote relationship. So it takes a little bit away from Venom and some of the other sort of Parasite Eve type things. It's got quite a few good things going for it. But the series to start with, it follows a sort of studio animation style of Studio Ghibli. And there are a couple of in terms of the voice actors, two of them from an Asian background, which is like really cool. For me it's really cool. And you see how things develop very quickly as the journeys are taking place, as they're navigating through the planet. There's all kinds of things that don't meet the eye, because this is a planet which has not been plotted or mapped. They're trying to get the radio messages out there. Each, the main survivors, one of them is like, she was really good with robotics, so she's constantly sending out a distress signal. Each episode starts off with the same way. The Demeter. You see the actual ship, the Demeter, it's exploded. You see crew members dead. And then you see the Demeter crash land on the planet. And this is what causes all three groups to converge together to traverse the planet and find the survivors, because they're also humans as well. you do have a big bad in this, and wow, is it a absolute dick. It does everything possible, and this big bad links up with Kamen, and along the way, you see Kamen's story. Kamen is a very damaged character, and you do realize that Kamen is the cause of all of this. And whatever he gets coming to him, he deserves every single bit of it. Um, Sorry, but that's me saying that. But again, to build up the alien planet, the world building is literally its world. Um, it's quite remarkable how they've done this, and you really do get engrossed in all the characters. You know, one of the key characters is Levi, because it's the robot, and the planet is taking over Levi, so Levi can actually communicate with the planet, and it becomes sentient, which is even more fascinating. That it becomes sentient and develops a lot of its telekinesis as well. The series is really, really interesting. As well as that, you also get to see some scavengers coming across from a different planet. You see how dangerous the planet is because of what you'd think would be just regular fauna, like plants, turn into things that eat men. So there's a lot of interesting elements to it. One of the other big elements is the big bad and how it grows because of its symbiotic relationship that it has with Kamen. And along the way, I like to say you feel really sad for Kamen, but you don't. Some of the critics have felt really sorry for Kamen and really gone into it. But Kamen was no. He didn't follow the chain of command, and he endangered everyone. And quite a few of his cargo and crewmates died because of Kamen's actions. And you see that. Sam is that all-out engineer that doesn't care and will fight every step of the way. And Ursula is his let's stay calm and think about this, but she also gets a little bit reckless as well because of the wonderment of the planet actually does something to hypnotize people. What they eat as well, how they sustain themselves, all of that all plays a factor. But with Avi and Levi's relationship, that is also quite fascinating because the robot now develops its sentience and also challenges Avi, and you think, oh, what could go wrong here? But they're good pals, and the planet, Levi gets destroyed, but the planet reconstructs Levi into something new that is as fully fleshed out as you can get as a character. The series was really, really good, and it has left itself open for a second season. Now, obviously, HBO Max cancelled it, but Netflix apparently has picked it up, so probably season 2 is going to happen. I know I've left it very vague because I want you guys to watch it, but if you've watched any sci-fi shows in the past, you're going to see where the influences are with this show and how they've brought it about to bring it all together to make it look really good and stand out. It's taken me a while to actually review this because how can I review it without doing, without following the bandwagon of this is the best series ever? I'm sorry, it's not the best sci-fi series for me. It actually took a little bit of a while to really get into it. It's not as fast and hard-hitting as I would like it to be. But that's my personal preference. Maybe season 2 will be a lot faster. But anyway, if you guys have stayed with me, thank you for that. And guys, as always, whichever platform you're watching this on, give me a like, give me a follow, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, if you don't know how to do that, then you need to go back to school. So says the TYCOON.